So in the last video you will have seen that I said I was going to give away the Leadfoot TV sticker in every video. So winner from the last video is Matthew Norris, and if you want to win one in this video, all you have to do is comment down below and I will announce the winner in the next video. Yo guys, welcome back to Leadfoot TV. So you will have seen in my couple of videos ago I did a gearbox oil change in my Saab daily. Today I'm gonna flush it again, but while I'm at it I am gonna change the anti-roll bar drop links. I've got some new drop links here. Basically one of them's just starting to knock slightly, so while I've got it jacked up to do the oil, I'm going to do this side. So I'm going to do a little video on this. I won't bother filming the flush again, but yeah, I'm just going to change the drop links on the Saab 9.3. So I've just got it jacked up. I've got an axle stand underneath the front of the subframe as well, just because the jacking points are the most stable things on these. I've cracked the wheel nuts off just before I jacked it up, so now I'm just gonna take them out. There we go, that's the wheel nuts off. And then just lift wheel out. There we go. So as you can see, drop links are on here. So it runs from the anti-roll bar up to the bottom of the spring seat. It looks like they are not going to come off very easy, so I'm just going to go and get some WD-40 and leave them soaking while I do the gearbox oil. It just might make it a little bit easier. Obviously if it doesn't come off, we're just going to have to cut them off with the angle grinder, but hopefully we can get them off without having to cut them, so we'll see. So I don't think there's actually much play in this one. I think it's the other side that's making a noise, although I don't think that one's great either, but I'm going to leave that soaking while I do the gearbox oil. Basically that just let it soak into the metal, and then hopefully the nut will come off a bit easier. But yeah, we'll pick it back up once I've drained the oil. So I left them soaking while I did the oil, and it's worked a treat. Basically they both cracked off. This one is, sometimes when you just undo it, it'll start spinning inside the actual drop link. That's what this one's done. Luckily, they've on these OEM ones, I think these are the originals, they've actually got a 15mm nut behind to hold it in place, so it's dead easy to get off. I didn't actually notice that until it started spinning, so yeah, it's just a case of winding it off. Yeah, and you can't get a windy gun into this bottom one, so or much of a ratchet, so you've got to wind it off by hand. So I'll just wind that one off now, and then we'll pick it up when we get onto the top one. So the bottom one actually came off nice and easy. Usually don't actually get away with not using the grinder on these, so yeah, bottom one's come off nice and easy, and the top one seems to be going the same. It's not very tight, so it's a bonus. So yeah, going well. So once you've got both nuts off, you want to jack the other side up as well, so that all the tension's off the anti-roll bar, because if you try and take it out while the other wheel's on, it'll have pressure on it and you'll struggle to get it out. So yeah, I've got both wheels jacked up off the floor, and once you've got the weight off it, it literally just pops out like that. So you can see it's a little bit worn there. This one has flat sides on this bit, which is what I got the 15mm span around. I don't know if you can see that, like on here. it's flat, so you can get 15mm spanner on it, whereas these new ones don't, which makes it a little bit more awkward when you come to take them off. So if somebody's already changed them and you come to take them off, you'll find that you'll slacken the nut off and then everything will just start spinning. If that happens, then the only way you can really get them off is if you just put the grinder through them and grind it off. Luckily we haven't had to do that, so yeah. Right, I'm going to pop these ones back in now. So there you go, that's that one back on. I've just got to tighten it up. I've put copper slip around the threads. It prevents it from spinning. It just makes it a little bit easier to get it off if you ever have to take it off. Yeah, and I've just noticed that these ones actually have like an Allen key socket inside there, so if it does start spinning you can put the Allen key socket in it. I'll stick a link to these ones in the description down below if you want to buy them. They were just off eBay, but they seem to be pretty decent, pretty well made. Yeah, and so I'm going to tighten these up now. You just want an Allen key socket in the middle and then the nut around the outside. I've only got two hands with me, so I'll tighten them up and show you what it's like when it's finished. There we go, all back together, tightened up. Because I put the copper slip on, I didn't actually have to use the Allen key. It tightened up without spinning, so that's a good tip. Is just get I've got a massive tub, but you can get them in little sachets and stuff if you want to just put some grease on it, or even if you just spray some WD-40 on the threads if that's all you've got. Then yeah, you're all good. So Saab's all back together. The other side didn't quite go as smoothly as the first side. Luckily I filmed the first side because the other side didn't go quite as planned. It wasn't too bad, but as you can see, this is the drop link off the other side. Top one managed to come out after a bit of a faff. I managed to get a spanner to fit in there and it came off eventually. This one just wouldn't have it, so I had to cut it off. As you can see, if you do have to cut it off, don't cut it off on the side that the nut is on. You want to cut it off on the back, because that lets it slide out, and usually there's like shrouding round the side where the nut is, so you can't really get into it with the angle grinder, so you will probably have to cut it off the back, depending on what car you're doing it on. But yeah, that's what you have to do if you have to cut it off. And highly recommend these. I bought these a few years ago. I'm not sponsored by them, and I'm aware that they do sponsor quite a lot of people on YouTube, but yeah, Einhell grinder is an absolute lifesaver because I don't have any power in my garage. So yeah, that's an absolute lifesaver. I can't remember how much it was, but I'm sure it was like 100 quid for the drill and the grinder. And I've used them so much, and they're absolutely awesome. Highly recommend them. But yeah, if that helped you, make sure you leave a like on the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.